Welcome back to our fun Artifact Friday series.
I'm Dania.
And I'm Shaylin.
And today is National I Love Horses Day. And do you know who really loves horses? The Royal Canadian Mounted Police. So today we will be showcasing some RCMP related artifacts that we have in our collection. Let's check it out.
The Royal Canadian Mounted Police are the federal and national police service of Canada. The official birth date of the RCMP is considered to be May 23, 1873. They were originally called the Northwest Mounted Police since they mainly served in the Northwest Territories and Yukon. In 1904, the King awarded the name Royal to the NWMP, thus creating the Royal Northwest Mounted Police, which is a mouthful. In 1920, the name was then changed to Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and they began to conduct federal policing all across Canada.
The history of the RCMP and their famous black horses dates back to 1937. Commissioner Wood liked how the red uniforms stood out against the black horses, so, in true cosmetic fashion, he ordered the RCMP to only buy black horses. It soon became very clear that they would need to begin to breed their own horses for this. The breeding program began in 1939 in Saskatchewan and eventually moved to Ontario in 1968. The farm claims to produce some of the finest Hanoverian horses in all of Canada. If the horses meet all requirements, they go on to join the RCMP musical ride and also appear in other functions like parades and royal escorts.
This is George, and he's wearing an actual RCMP uniform. It was donated to the museum's collection in 2019 by David Strong. David was born in Toronto in 1963 and moved to Kirkland Lake when he was 5 years old. After completing high school, he served in the British Army, French Foreign Legion, Canadian Army Reserves, and finally, he began serving with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in 1992.
The original RCMP uniform was first used in the 1800s and looked very similar to the one worn by the British Army. In fact, the very first uniform used by the RCMP was issued from militia stores in Ottawa. The reason the uniform was such a brightly colored red was so that the RCMP, back then called the NWMP, would be recognized with the same respect as the British Army, as opposed to the Americans in blue.
The original uniform also included a pillbox cap, which was worn tilted to the right side of the head and held on by a thin strap under the chin. These caps were made of blue cloth and were decorated with a ribbon of yellow or gold wrapped around the bottom. The design of these caps, like the design of the jacket, were copied from British military uniforms of the time. A dull white helmet was also used, but mostly for higher-ranking officers. The helmet eventually developed a brass spike added with a plume varying in color according to rank.
And that concludes our fun Artifact Friday video.
Now you're one fact smarter. See you next week!